Yeah, welcome to another episode of Dark Skies News and Information Podcast, coming to you live from Los Angeles, California, from the Bay to LA. Light them if you got them. Oh man, what we got today, Mikey Nikes? Today we keeping up with time, so you know, you just found the best podcast in the multiverse. Thanks for joining us. I'm your host, LC Grace. You know, so like I said, light them if you got them, and we'll be back in a few seconds. You know how we do. Yeah. How y'all doing today? It's Saturday. It's the weekend. And your boy's coming through. As my voice reach not only coast to coast, but overseas, across the pond, around the way. Across the airways, through the multiverse, DarkSkies News and Information. Coming to you live, y'all. How y'all doing today? We got Mikey Nikes in the building. Yes. Jennifer, Jeff. Got the whole crew here today. I mean, look like it's going to be a full show. Whenever I see all the faces, I know. It's going down. But today is a beautiful day. It's the weekend, and each and every one of y'all are wondering what's going on. What's happening with Dark Skies News and Information? Well, it's the same old thing, and the battle continues. Trying to gather information, trying to learn, trying to find out where do we fit in this overall structured, confusing mass problem, but still fun world that we live in today. So I just wanted to touch base. I mean, today we're talking about, keeping up with time. Like time travel or whatever. I don't know. It's however you perceive it. Time could be many things to many people. Do you got time to listen to this podcast? Man, but it's the weekend. We're reaching out. Just want to say we give a shout outs to the people that help keep this show going. The listeners, and the reason for us even existing, is to gather this information and try to get out to you the best way possible. Of course, I'm your host, LC Grace, and it's funny. I mean, we spend a lot of time, trying to make sense of the senseless. And it's funny because, we often get confused when it comes to, our place. And I always, contemplate like my place in space and time. What am I doing here? Why was I created? It couldn't be for, nothing. Most of the time, it's hard to look beyond yourself. We have things to do. We have no time. We got to go to work. You got to get the kids ready. You got to pay your bills. You got to meet your girl. So many things to focus on. I mean, time is usually the last thing that we really wrap our minds around. So, I ask you, What are you taking time out for? You ever take time out for yourself? Or is it all about, the things that you gotta do? Things that you gotta do. What about the things you want to do? Or do you even have time to think about the things that you want to do? Now, wrapping your head around time and how you spend that time and, how valuable is time to you. I often break down, time to people. It's funny because it's 24 hours in a day. So that doesn't leave you much time if you sleep for 8 hours of that day, right? Time running short. Wake up, it's 16 hours left. You got to go to work, right? And add in the travel time of you going to work, travel time. I don't know how far you live from work. I know people that live as much as an hour from work. So they go to work 8 hours, but it take an hour to get there. So you got to add another hour for the ride back. Might not take that long, but still, we're talking averages. Sometimes it takes you longer than an hour. But I digress. We're going to say 10 hours. Well, that leaves you 6 hours to do what? Well, if you got kids, make dinner and homework and prepare for the next day and school and all that. You got a lot to do. You got kids. You're married. Needful husband. You got to cook and clean and make sure his clothes are clean and make sure this food is ready for work and tomorrow. And well, you got a lot to do, right? Life is so consuming. You got that 6 hours. You might have a favorite show you like to stream. You might watch it for an hour, maybe 2. That leaves 4 hours. I'm just saying, the things that you like to do and how do you spend that time? Because it's very little time, in a day for you to accomplish the things that you, want to do. And, you go hang out with your friends, or say you went out, or say you off that day. Well, you got a whole day, right? Or you're trying to catch up for the things that you didn't do when you only had 6 hours, 5 hours, 4 hours. Well, catching up on your rest or missing out on your rest could buy you an hour or 2. I don't know how that would be sustainable for your energy level. But I'm talking time, though, and, what do you spend time doing and how is time important to you? It's, interesting, because sometimes I just want to get all y'all together and do a consciousness experiment, like they do on Coast to Coast, and just try to see, is time really moving faster for some of us? Because like they say, time moves fast when you're having fun and you're busy and you're doing a lot of stuff on time, go by. Versus like if you ain't got shit to do and you're just sitting around, you chilling, and you looking at time ain't going nowhere. Like, damn, I looked at my clock an hour ago and it's only 5 minutes has passed. I'm telling you, time is like perception and how you perceive it and what you're doing. When you're busy, I guess you're perceiving time. You're not perceiving time as, how long it takes for stuff to happen, but, how long you get for something to happen or finish, So it's always your perception making time move faster or slower. So I took you somewhere, right? You didn't even know I was going to take you somewhere. Yes. Our perception of time, controls the speed of time. So that's something, to think about. And, something I've really been researching and I think is wild, So I know y'all, fired up and it's the weekend and you're using some of that time wisely as you're joining us, DarkSkies News and Information. So we're going to do what we came to do. We're going to light up, kick back, and, contemplate time. You're listening to DarkSkies News and Information, coming to you live from Los Angeles, California, from the Bay to LA. So we're going to listen to some Tupac. Hey.
When this began, we was the perfect match, perhaps. We had some problems, but we working at it, and now the day, but I can't help from walking out. Let's throw it away. Just take my hand and understand. If you could see, I never planned to be a man. It just wasn't me. But now I'm searching for commitment and other arms. I wanna shelter you from harm. Don't be alarmed. Your attitude was the cause. You got me stressing. Soon as I open up the door with your jealous questions, like where can I be? You're killing me with your jealousy. Now my ambitions to be free, I can't breathe. Cause soon as I leave, it's like a trap. I hear you calling me to come back. I'm a sucker for love. And guess who's the daddy? Don't wanna fall for it, but in this case, what could I do? So now I'm back to making promises to you, trying to keep it true. What if I'm wrong? A trick to keep me on and on, trying to be strong in the process, keep it going. About to lose my composure, I'm getting close to packing up and leaving notes and getting ghosts. Tell me who knows a peaceful place where I can go to clear my head. I'm feeling low, losing control. My heart is saying leave, or what a tangle where we weave when we conspire to conceive. And now you're getting calls at the house, guess you're cheating. That's all I need to hear, cause I'm leaving. I'm out the door, never no more when you see me. This is the end, cause now I know you've been cheating. I'm a sucker for love.
Do for love. You
Sucker
try
for love.
everything, but you don't give
Sucker for love.
baby. Oh yeah. You
Sucker
tried
for love.
everything, but you don't
Now we left you with scars, tears on your pillow when you still stay. As you sit and pray, hoping the beatings will go away. It wasn't always a hit and run relationship. It used to be love, happiness, and companionship. Remember when I treated you good? I moved you up to the hills, out the ills of the ghetto hood. Me and you, a happy home when it was on. I had a love to call my own. I should have seen you was trouble, but I was lost. Trapped in your eyes, preoccupied with getting tossed. No need to lie, you had a man and I knew it. You told me, don't worry about it, we can do it. Now I'm under pressure, make a decision cause I'm waiting. When I'm alone, I'm on the phone, having secret conversations. I wanna take your misery, replace it with happiness, but I need your faith in me. I'm a sucker for love.
What you won't do for love. You
Sucker
tried
for love.
everything, every little thing.
No, you ain't right. But I'm a sucker for love.
You won't do for love, I'm ready, baby. You tried everything, but you don't know.
I'm a sucker for love.
You won't do for love. You tried everything, but you don't know. What you won't do. Oh no.
Yeah. See, I was once asked, like, man, why you do this, man? You know, all the research, all the podcasts and YouTube and Spotify. Why you do all that, man? Huh? And I tell them I'm a sucker for love, man. Because my love for you, my love for them, my love for each and every person who has an opportunity to move forward in this crazy thing we call life. You know, because I'm a person who believes that, you know, we as a species have a chance to be something special. And, you know, if the growth is met with honesty, that beautiful things can be accomplished in the future, you know, by people just like you and me. So, I don't know, sometimes answers could be complicated, but sometimes the question could be complicated. And I guess that's why I find myself so passionate, you know, especially when we, you know, talk about politics and we talk about, you know, our government and their betrayal to their oath. Or I talk about the leaders of the world and their lack of accountability when it comes to the people they're responsible for. Or why so many people running here when it sucks to be here. So it's easy to get caught up in, you know, the craziness that's, you know, that's always occurring around you. Because me personally, every day is great for me. I'm great. I have no problems, you know, because I'm free in this universe, mentally, physically, emotionally. socially. I just handle my business. And my business is trying to bring information to the people who are not getting that information. At least not honestly. It's hard when you got to dig through lies and the untruth. It's get murky. But we try to reach out and try to let people know that there's a future if we only work hard to obtain it. It's not given to you. I sit back and I often believe that if there was a universe out there and it was teeming with life, then us as a species, humans, would probably be deemed, unworthy. Unworthy to be out there amongst them. Kind of like, we're unworthy to be amongst the other Americans. It's kind of crazy, how it just continues to go on and on and on and on. It's like a circle. And it's hard to get out of it. An infinite circle. But we try to, gauge, our progress and our ability to grow. And like new in space news, we got space news, yeah. Elon Musk and his recent success with SpaceX and, the orbiting of the Earth. And making it back safely is a proud achievement. The civilian space program. So, I'm sorry. I just get so angry sometimes when I think about how our government is leaning on our back, all on our heads, and, the civilian space program is looking beautiful. While we have a space force without a space shuttle. Anyway, I digress. We have so much to learn when it comes to, everything that's going on around us, and we try not to let it bring us down. So what we do is, we kick back, we roll up something, we smoke them, we let the day go by with a happy eye. Now, when I say happy eye, what do you mean? What do you mean I see happy eye? Nobody get happy eyes. Happy eyes is you're looking at the world and everything's okay. Everything's great. Everything's okay with me. Well, I often tell people you look beyond yourself, things get quite ugly. If everything's good with you and everything is okay, and you look beyond yourself, that's when things get dark, murky. You see the struggle of others. Tell people, you may be blind to your own struggles. But how could you be blind to another man's struggle? Or another woman's struggle? Or a child's struggle? Empathy. So, it's a shame that, I teach lessons in empathy. But I do. You can come here to Dark Skies News and Information and learn about empathy. And you can learn about, King Louis Kush as we kick back and get ready for another smoke break. Because that's what we do here on Dark Skies News and Information. Live from Los Angeles, California, from the Bay to LA. I'm your host, LC Grace.
Would you like to be my sunshine? Nigga, touch my game, we gon' turn this shit to Columbine. Ice on my neck cost me 10 times 3. $30,000 for a nigga to get free. I just hit Rodeo and I spent like 10 G's. I just did a show and spent the check on my mama. When I go and vacay, I might run out the Bahamas. And I keep like 10 phones, damn, I'm really never home. All these niggas clones tryna copy what I'm on. Nigga, get your own, tryna pick a nigga bone. Wait till brother Skip, boy, I had a good day. Metro PCS, trapping ball, making plays. 50 shades of gray, beat that pussy like Ho Hogan. I know you know my slogan, if it ain't about guap, I'm gone. Niggas hating cause I'm chosen from the concrete I had rolled. Shorty staring at my necklace cause my diamonds really froze. Put that dick up in her pussy, bet she feel it in her toes. I'm a real young nigga from the 6 throwing balls. I'm a real young nigga from the 6 throwing balls. Real young nigga from the 6 throwing balls.
In the middle of the party, bitch, get off me. Goddamn. In the cut, I'm rolling up my broccoli. Goddamn. Yeah, I know your baby mama fond of me. Goddamn. All she wanna do is smoke that broccoli. Goddamn. Whispered in my ear, she tryna leave with me. Goddamn. Goddamn. Say that I can get that pussy easily. Goddamn. Say that I can hit that shit so greasily. Goddamn. I'm a dirty dog, I did it sleazily. Hey, no telling what I'm finna be on. Hey, I'm beyond all that fuck shit. Hey, no telling what I'm finna be on. Said I'm beyond all that fuck shit. I got companies and pesos. I got people on my payroll. She don't do it unless I say so. I don't smoke if it ain't fuego. I should sauce them up like Prego fettuccine with Alfredo. All I wanted was the fame in every game they made on Sega. I was 5 or 6 years old when I had told myself, okay, you're special, but I treat you like my equal, never lesser. I was 26 years old when we had dropped this one amazing record. Had the world stepping, that's what I call epic. Couple summers later, I got paper. I acquired taste for salmon on a bagel with the capers on a square plate. At the restaurant with the why you gotta stare face to know I either ball or I record over the stand bass. Rapper face, dread-headed, golden diamond teeth wearing. They just mad cause I got that cheese, bitch, I keep daring. Turned up at the party, getting lit to yachty. With a Spanish Barbie, word to my mommy. In the middle of the party, bitch, get off me. In the cut, I'm rolling up my broccoli. Yeah, I know your baby mama fond of me. All she wanna do is smoke that broccoli. Whispered in my ear, she tryna leave with me. Say that I can get that pussy easily. Say that I can hit that shit so greasily. I'm a dirty dog, I did it sleazily.
Oh, feels good. The weekend. You know, I like to reach out, give shouts out, here and there. To Mikey Nice, Jim, and, some of the guys that's been down with this show from the very beginning. The leader AV, even though, you're separated by distance. This podcast allows us all to connect, no matter the distance. We got people in Australia. We got people across the pond in the UK. But we also got people in New York, Detroit, Chicago, Virginia, South Florida, Texas. We are spreading out because the word is getting out. It's a news and information station that brings it like nobody else, that's real, that always tells the truth. I mean, you have so much life out there, so much craziness, and somebody actually cares. They bring it. And we live from Los Angeles, so it's ground zero. It's the place where everything's happening. It's like so much going on around us that we can't even begin to placate to ignorance. I want to know more about what's happening, so I spend time trying to find out more about what's happening. But then, we talk about it amongst each other, and that's when we came up with the idea for the podcast, because, we were already talking about this stuff. But, we was torn at the moment, because what kind of podcast, could we make? We don't really have no knowledge on how to, build a template for, a podcast. And I said, we'll create a template. We have ideas, we have things that, we would love to share with the world. We have things that we're interested in trying to learn about, to research. And we wanted to find out if other people was doing it, and we wanted to do a little YouTube and stuff like that. So, Dark Skies News and Information, boom, that's its idea realized. And it's cool, to have, a platform where we can, go to and we can reach out to the listeners around the world, the downloaders, and friends and family, and people that are generally curious about, the direction that the world is going in, I try not to, put my opinion in most stories or most series that we do, because we mostly do series. We don't really do like stories. Most of the things that we cover is ongoing or continue with more and more information on the subject as we gather more information. So we only at the beginning. Dark Skies News and Information got a bright future. We have a lot of content and a lot of information that we're definitely interested in getting out to people, and I hope that people stay with us on this journey, and I thank the ones who have joined us so far. Come on, y'all, we have a lot to do. It's like we are behind and have to catch up, so we got to work twice as hard as the ones that are ahead of us. And this is a podcast and has a template and has a place where you can come and hear your type of platform in the realest way possible. Welcome. You found the best podcast in the multiverse. This is Dark Skies News and Information. And as usual, I'm your host, LC Grace. We got Mikey Nice, we got Jim, we got Jennifer, we got Jeff. We got the leader AB, we got King Daniel, we got everybody who supports this show, from the flat earthers to the round earthers. I'm telling you, it gets strange and deranged once you enter the game. Well, see you a little bit later. Told you it's a big weekend and, we ain't going nowhere. But we will be back. I'm your host, LC Graves. You will listen to Dark Skies News and Information live from Los Angeles, California. From the Bay to LA. And I'm out.